We opened an antique store, but it had to be family friendly, where we could work and still have fun. Sometimes you have to climb a mountain or open some new doors to find the treasures inside. This is our life, this is our adventure, this is Curiosity Inc. So on today's adventure, I'm headed out with my son Steven, and we are gonna go out and head out to that scrapyard that I went to. Had all the cool, amazing old cars. So we're gonna take the ambulance here today and head on the highway and go see if we can bring something fun home. So the first stop before I head out on the highway today is to get some gas in this beast. Hey.
How much you bought it?
What, this car?
Yeah.
Not in bad shape for a 73.
Just here a few days ago.
I know, this thing uses a lot of gas.
I was telling my wife I'll buy an ambulance or a hearse.
Oh yeah?
Take it for camping.
You could? Did you see how much room is in the back?
Oh yeah, actually the ambulance is not too bad too because you can have a party back here.
No, the ambulance is a little bit better for camping because this one's a high top, so you have like all the extra space in the roof.
No, it's pretty neat.
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah. Sure, yeah, take a picture, that's fine. I'll try and wave. No problem. So anytime you're driving a car like this, people stop and they take pictures and they want to see what's going on. But that's cool, that's why I drive this around, it's great for the business. So if you thought your dad drove an embarrassing car when you were in school, I've actually driven my son Steven to school in this Ghostbusters ambulance. So what was that like? I dropped you off at school, what happened?
Everybody looked at me, they were just staring, and then asked me where I got the car, and then they wanted to ride it.
Got to keep the old car hobby alive with the next generation. And you got to make it fun for them too. But now it's highway time. And we're here, the adventure begins. So I kind of had my picks down to about 3 vehicles. One was the Fiat Topolino, I really like that. The Woody wagons are neat. There's a Volvo 1800 ES just over here, and the old Packard 8 Woody wagon. But we're gonna go and have another look at that sweptside truck because that's a pretty rare piece and it looked in not too bad a shape. So Steven, what do you think of all this stuff everywhere?
It's cool.
So this is Vern, and Vern, you saw the video for this yard on YouTube, right?
I did so.
And then you contacted me, and now here you are, and what did you find?
This is a 40 Ford pickup truck.
And yeah, you said you were looking for old Ford parts today, right? So
Yeah, this 40 is probably about all I'm going to find, I think. Unless there's more over here, I have to do some more looking at.
Well, I'm glad you came out today.
I am too. I really appreciate you letting me come out.
Oh, of course, yeah, anytime. There's another old timer right over there. It's got the dual side mount tires, and it looks like it even still has the mirrors mounted on it too. Last time I was here, you guys probably saw some of this stuff sitting in the background. I didn't really focus on it too much, but he kept a lot of these cars as potential hot rod projects. So there's a lot of stuff like this that's sitting up, you know, probably was sandblasted years ago and has no paint left on it. And there's another one up top there. That reminds me of the American Graffiti car a little bit. And forgive me, I don't know my old cars all that well. Not the really old ones, to tell you whether it's a Ford or a Chev. I can tell you that's a Pontiac, very much like our, you know, similar age range to our ambulance that we have. And there's another sedan delivery. There's all kinds of bodies for things. Oh, I'm gonna pan over here. I wonder if the rest of this car is around somewhere. Mach 1 died out here. At the trunk lifter one anyway. So panel trucks and vans and lots of potential hot rod material. So if you look up top on top of the vehicles, so clearly he didn't think too much of the old Pontiac down below there from the 80s, but up top there's the old 20s car hanging out, waiting to be saved. Yeah, this is that Pontiac, which I still really think this is a cool car. 2-door hardtop, wide white walls at one point, wire wheels. See, Steven, if you look at the wheels on this car, those aren't hubcaps.
Yeah.
Those are actual wire wheels. So that would have been quite an expensive option to put on this car at one time. But this is the garage that has that Fiat Woody wagon, which is right there. We're gonna have a look at this. This is, I believe, a late 40s, early 50s Fiat Topolino Woody wagon, of which there's very few of these things left in the world, and there's one right in front of me right now. Now, resources are a little bit limited for the time being for me, so I'm gonna try and just buy one vehicle out of the yard today. This is definitely one that's really, really cool though. So this, I've learned, is a Packard Super 8 Woody wagon. Really, really rare and unusual car. What I might want out of this, I might grab this grill while I'm here, which I think is like 39 Ford or something like that. So I'm gonna see if I can pull this grill out. This Packard is a major project. But don't kid yourself, these cars are cool when they're done. They are well worth fixing once they are all done and put together. Well, you talk about barn finds, it doesn't get to be much more of a barn find than this.
More of a shack find.
Yeah, shack find, little garage find. But there's stuff like fender skirts and, well, that looks like a little motor off a lawnmower or something. Old factory radios off of cars. Like, honestly, there's so much stuff here that you'd really have to know what you're looking for to find it. But there's just stuff all over the place. So we're gonna see if we can find a few things that maybe we could sell at the shop too. So walking around this yard is pretty good exercise. You know, I knew a lady once who lost 250 pounds in 1 week. You know what she did?
What?
She divorced her husband.
Oh.
And I pulled that old boat motor out of here last time. I can see this was a building. Clearly there's not a roof left on it, but there is still stuff in here. So I'm just reaching around. It'd be nice if a person had a pair of those. The other one might be in here somewhere. I see lots of hubcaps. Pretty sure I'm caught up with my tetanus shots. I think that this Buick station wagon is probably about the same age as my little ambulance I'm driving around, and it ended up here and mine's still driving around on the road. That's how she goes. I see you found the neighborhood junkyard cat.
Yeah.
His name is Twitchy?
Yeah, super friendly.
Yeah, that's a big fluff ball.
As soon as I knelt down, I heard it meow, and then it ran towards me and did this.
He wanted to be pet. That cat's probably like happy for attention. Well, you want to keep walking around, kiddo?
Yep.
Maybe Twitchy will follow us.
Come on, Twitchy.
So about a 41 Ford two-door sedan sitting on top of the Ford Econoline. And the goal here today is to try and find some cool stuff that I didn't really look at last time. So Stephen, over this way there's an old ambulance. We pulled up, of course, in our ambulance. This, I think, might have been a hearse at one time because there's black roof showing on it, but you can kind of make out the writing on the side there. It says Echo Field Raceway. And I know that was never used to actually race around a track. That was just like the support vehicle at the racetrack. But still neat that it has all the hand-painted lettering on it. So somewhere back here is a Dodge Dude. I think I see it right there. We're gonna try and get some more pictures of that and see what kind of shape it's in overall. It's the blue and black truck. These guys, I think they had Don Knotts as their sponsor. So this is it. Let's see what the interior is like. The interior is kind of stripped out of it. Has the door panel still. Seats are gone. But this is an original dude. Well, it still has the engine. It does still have the drivetrain in there. Let's see if we can pop the hood up. So, still has its drivetrain. It's missing one fender. It's not overly rusty, really. That's just surface rust. It's all still really solid. And this is why you have to open up these old vans and look inside. That is a vintage Studebaker sale sign. I am totally gonna try and buy that thing. That's so cool. So these are just buried inside of this old van. I always look inside the old vans because you never know what a person's stash. This would have been stuff they wanted to keep in a little bit better shape. Problem is a tree's grown up in the back, so I can't open the back door. But I'm gonna try and open up this one. Now, it's a little bit cracked. There we go. There's the rest of my missing sign. So I got 2 complete sides. So pretty happy about that. Now I just have to go see if I can make an offer on them. But there's always something more than just cars and scrapyards. That's why you got to come out to these places with an empty van, truck, or vehicle. The one on the right there that has the sort of, it's got a hood on for the roof, just right over here. This, remember, we had a Jensen CV8. Remember you did the rally race with me in the Jensen?
Yeah.
Well, this car was made by the same company. This is a Jensen-bodied Austin A40 convertible. And I kind of learned that thanks to good old internet there. I knew it was an Austin. I thought the Atlantic is a much different sort of front end. But to be fair, these are a pretty rare car and you don't see them over here that often. I don't even know if it's got an engine under the hood. Oh yeah, look at that. It's got its drivetrain still. This is all aluminum. Just an amazing, amazing cool piece. Now, the interior is clearly worse for wear, but it doesn't mean it couldn't be restored. It's another early Pontiac. 2-door hardtop. So the other, there's a couple of vehicles here that were of interest to me. There's the pair of these Woody wagons, which I got a price on those, but they're gonna need a fair bit of work. This one actually isn't that bad. This one looks like it came up from Oregon in 1960, so it's been sitting here for a while, but the body doesn't look too terrible on it. The roof has a little bit of a cave-in, but nothing that can't be fixed. But I'm after something really rare and unique in the yard today, so we're gonna keep walking and see what we can find. It's got kind of that look of about a 38 Ford or so, but
You're
oh,
right.
it's GM.
It's pre-40, but yeah, okay, there we go.
It's GM. Yeah, it's a GM.
That's a GM, right.
Made in Oshawa. Paint 806. Be a nice little car.
Yep.
Be a cool hot rod. So last time I was here, somebody was all excited about what looks like this Eagle Talon, a Diamond Star Motors car, an early one. It's here. Come and get it. Come and buy it from them. I'm sure they'd be happy to see it go. The problem is you're gonna have to move, like, I don't know, all these cars out of the way to get it out of here. But if you're into those cars, there's one. This is that crazy looking little trailer. It's a Vanguard, is what it says on it. But it's got kind of unique windows on the front. I'm only showing it because somebody last time watched the video and they wanted more pictures of it, so it says Vanguard on it. Looks like a Chev 2-door hardtop or Pontiac 2-door hardtop. This is a bullet nose Studebaker convertible. It's got the convertible top mounts and stuff. Surprisingly, the floors are intact. Like, this shell is solid. Yeah. They've got obviously the roof off of something else sitting on there, probably to protect the interior a little bit. That would be a cool car if it was all done. And here's another one I probably should have got more video of. This is a Cuda. Now, the guy that owned this car started to restore it, and he passed away sadly. So as you can see, he started to shoot all the jams and stuff. The car's in primer. I don't know if it's got anything under the hood still. Did you check, Gray, to see if there's an engine in there? No, there's no engine in it right now. It looks like it was a frame-off restoration that got stalled. But a lot of the stuff is for sale, so if you guys are watching, but I think a lot of it's going to be going pretty quick here. That's a car I don't think will stick around for too much longer. I mean, there's no body work to do to it. There's no body work at all to do. Just basically paint it and get her put back together. So far got an old Studebaker sales and service double-sided sign. Just going to go back in that van and look for the missing chunk there. Okay, I'm going to look inside this old school bus. It's the last old vehicle I went in had an old Studebaker dealership sign. You never know. Hubcaps. Looks like half of a wooden boat. An old canoe. Probably was going to be a bookcase at one point. Some really old tires back here. I'm just going to have a look-see. So we found some vintage saddlebags. Probably 1960s, like off a Honda or something. Some old diner stools and some wide white walls still in the plastic. So who knows what else we're going to find out here too. This is the giant muffler man, part of him. His body's over another area of the yard, but that sold from my last video I took. The guy phoned me and got the number and they bought it. So he's coming up from the States to buy that thing. Watch your step, kiddo. This is that little delivery van that we saw last time. I think it's a Morris, perhaps. So lots of cool stuff here, but I've definitely made my decision on what I want to buy, and I'm going to go ahead and buy the Fargo sweptside. So here she is. We've got her pulled out a little bit. This truck was made in very low numbers, and even though it's rusty, and even though it needs work, there are very, very few of these trucks left today. So I've got my work cut out with me for this one. But from what I can tell on the registry, there are only, they say, maybe 5 or 6 of these that are left. Number 7, I guess, right here. So rare vehicle. Needs a lot of work. But on the positive side, it looks like I got the hubcaps in here. Floors, parts of it are good, parts of it not so good. But that's what you expect when you see a vehicle that's been sitting out in the bush for this long. This would have been a top of the line vehicle back in 1958. She's coming home. So I'm gonna see what's under the hood, if anything at all. Oh yeah, it's intact. So if you want to come up and have a look, you can see right under the hood there, it's still got the original drivetrain, the oil bath air cleaner. Everything's still there. And actually, surprisingly, it's not stuck. And there she goes, 58 Fargo sweptside, off to a new home. Another full day of digging through scrapyards. This time I was able to come out with a really rare truck, a sweptside Dodge Fargo. From what I can tell, there's only 4 or 5 of these things left, so it is a pretty unique vehicle. And also got some old doors off an Airstream trailer and just a whole bunch of other stuff too. I sure hope you like these adventures. If you do, don't forget to subscribe and like these videos. It helps us out a lot. If you're also interested in coming out to some of these yards too, like Vern did today, you can reach out to me, and if you're in the area, I sure don't mind having somebody come up with me and get some stuff. He ended up finding a 1940 Ford hood for his truck and a few other parts, so some really neat stuff came out of it. So yes, subscribe. You can also check us out on Instagram under Curiosity Inc. YEG, on Facebook as well, and on our website, curiosityedmonton.ca. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you all soon. Bye for now.